Sirush Mirzoyan wants peace. If there was peace, she would not have lost her 21-year-old husband, Levon Petrosyan. If there was peace, her brothers would not have left for Russia in search of employment. If there was peace, she would not take her 5-year-old daughter, Alvina, to kindergarten with a trembling heart. If there was peace, Alvina would have a father. If there was peace, perhaps Levon would have taken his daughter Alvina to kindergarten and brought her back home.
What does Alvina know about her father?
She has no knowledge about her father because she has only heard his name. She has never seen him to form an idea of what a father is. Sometimes when I call out to my father, she tells me, "Say grandfather, don't say father." She doesn't know what that means, what father means.
Alvina approached us. She stood next to her mother and with her hands swept back her long hair and began to recite a poem about peace in her world. Alvina was born 5 months after her father's death. Her father was killed in the summer of 2008 by the bullets of an Azerbaijani sniper. After burying her young husband, Sirush Mirzoyan returned to her parents' home, where several months later she gave birth to Alvina, alone, widowed, without a husband.
We are 2 sisters and 3 brothers. One of my brothers is married and lives in Kirovakan. The other 2 recently moved to the Russian Federation. My sister is also married. Now I live with my parents. Me, Alvina, my mother and father now live together. Our only means of living is by farming, but the enemy doesn't allow us to do that work either. There is no way to live here. There are no jobs to at least be able to work and take care of your child or family. That is the reason my brothers left, so they could help us a little. But there are no jobs there either. My father recently developed health problems. We used to have a donkey. We sold it because we could not keep it. There was always gunfire.
The village of Chinar is located right on the border, and not only, it is literally in the palm of Azerbaijani snipers. Chinar is indisputably the most dangerous village along the Armenian-Azerbaijani state border. The roads, the school, kindergarten, and almost every single home in the village is within range of the adversary. Thanks to an initiative by the organization Focus on Children, 300 Canadian poplar trees were planted along the road leading to the school, kindergarten, and cemetery. These trees, years later, will provide shelter from Azerbaijani sniper fire. Chinar's kindergarten is a few hundred meters away from Azerbaijani military posts. For the past 14 years, Paransem Aghasyan has been the principal of the school.
We are located directly in the enemy's view.
About how many meters away from us are the enemies positioned?
In a straight path, it is 600 meters from the kindergarten to their post.
So, right now, as we're conversing, they can see us through their binoculars that you are giving an interview to CivilNet and can shoot at us at any time?
They can shoot us at any time.
Do they shoot often?
Very often, when they want, at any time. You can see the damage. We always have damage from the shootings, on the roof, the walls. Luckily, the shots haven't penetrated the building. Inside, we have a safe room. During heavy fire, we take the children indoors, turn on loud music, read stories, sing, so they don't hear the shots. But the children already know. When we go to that room, they say, "Miss Paranzem, they are already firing." They are not afraid. We are now accustomed to this life.
Chinar's only elementary school is also within direct range of fire. This school is named after Vahram Sagoyan. When Vahram was a student here at this school, Armenians and Azerbaijanis lived side by side. Vahram was martyred in 1994 by Azerbaijani gunfire. He was 21 years old. Greta Dalakyan is the principal here. When she took on this position, there were 130 students. Today, there are 117.
The entire area of our village is a target because with any type of weapon, big or small, along with snipers, they can endanger any one of our lives. Our school is under target. The child that sits in this seat looks directly at their post. If the first shot does not harm any of us, then by the second shot we are already seeking protection. We take the children to the other side, or we turn on music, or have some kind of event.
Greta Dalakian says that those windows that are in direct range of Azerbaijani fire must be boarded up. The principal thinks that classes must be held in those classrooms which do not face Azerbaijani military posts.
Do the parents of that child know that he sits in the seat?
To be honest, no. The commander came and sat at some of the desks and looked towards the enemy positions. He even pointed out enemy positions which I did not know about. I only know of one of the positions, which is very dangerous. But he said, "What are you talking about? That one doesn't reach here. But that one is much more dangerous." Of course, they don't know.
So they send their children to school.
Well, they know and they don't know.
The village mayor, Samvel Sagoyan, says that the 1994 ceasefire, which brought a tenuous end to the Qarabağ War, did not bring peace for the residents of Chinar. During the war and after the ceasefire, 21 residents of Chinar were killed, dozens were wounded, over 130 homes were damaged, and 9 of their men perished while fighting for liberation.
To this day, the enemy is in such a position that they are directly monitoring the village, buildings, farmland, and the entire territory. The Azeris are always insidiously violating the ceasefire. Every year we have innocent civilians who fall victim. I'm not even going to mention the cattle. We have yet to know peace. We are in war. Every second we expect them to shoot. And because of the situation, about 700 hectares of land go uncultivated. The Azeris do not allow us to cultivate the land.
Although the government, individual benefactors and organizations are trying to assist Chinar, however, the danger of constant gunfire is forcing people to leave in search of a better and safer future for their children in other cities, in Yerevan, and even in Russia.
We haven't had as much immigration as other villages, but people, especially the youth, are leaving. Naturally, the number of children born is decreasing. During the past 5 years, statistics reveal that there is a significant decrease in population. But I am an optimist. I have 4 sons. All 4 are in Chinar. I married off 2 of them. I have a grandchild. I am an optimist.
What do the residents of Chinar think about war and peace?
I want everyone to unite, for us to live in harmony so people can stay in their residence instead of fleeing from here. But because the gunfire, everyone wants to leave. But this is their home. Where will they go? It is already 20 years that we are in a war zone. It is enough for a soldier to raise their head under enemy target. This has become unbearable for both sides. I don't know how it is for a soldier's perspective, but it is unacceptable by the civilians, not allowing to keep cattle, to cultivate land peacefully. I am an optimist. I know there will be peace. I don't want war. We have seen that. May God grant us peace. I have hope that there will be peace.
Today we realize that the Azerbaijani civilians are not at fault for this war. Of course, their government is very influential. I often watch their television shows on Azerbaijani channels. Truly, there is such propaganda. They feed their youth messages that Armenians are the aggressors. We do the same thing also, of course. But they are our neighbors. Tomorrow we may once again have good relations with them.